Earlier today, I had a really interesting experience, one that I haven't had in a very long time. Have you ever had that interaction with someone or been around a certain person where you're just immediately put on edge? Have you ever had that situation where all your guards go up and you go into this state of almost protection? I had that earlier today. It was an interaction with, a person I've never met before. I just remember just getting this weird vibe, getting this weird, energy from this person. They didn't do anything overtly negative or anything like that. It was just these little things that just spiked up like little red flags. I found myself reacting in an unpleasant way. And I don't mean reacting outwardly. I just mean I felt my chest getting very tight and I felt myself getting uneasy and just looking for a way to get out of the interaction that I was in. And while I found ways to do that, it wasn't really, dealing with what was going on. And in truth, I don't think I knew what was going on until just a few minutes ago when I decided to write down what was happening. I journaled and really thought through it. And I think what got me the most was almost this sense of fear. It was definitely fear. I could guarantee that. It was a sense of fear of, the best way I could put it is manipulation, but this type of manipulation that's done with a smile. I don't know if you know exactly what I'm talking about or if you've seen it or experienced it even. It's that type of manipulation where, on the surface, there's laughs, there's smiles, there's all these jokes and good talks going on, but deep down, you know that this person is secretly trying to work an angle to get what they want, even if it means breaking some rules or potentially hurting someone. I was in this situation getting this vibe off of someone that ultimately, if I didn't make a decision, people could have gotten hurt. There could have been consequences. Not guaranteed, but the chance was rising higher and higher the more I was watching. And I don't want to say all this as to make excuses, because at the end of the day, I really wasn't proud of the way that I showed up. Me saying all this, me admitting all of this is just that. It's admitting that I made a mistake and I showed up in a way that was protection based instead of love based. When I felt these feelings of manipulation, whether it's true or not, I found myself returning to old habits and old reactions. I don't know exactly how frequencies work and stuff like that. Like, I know some people are very spiritual and speak in frequencies and energies and whatnot. I don't fully know how they work. I don't know if anybody really does. But I know that I definitely dropped a lot of layers in terms of this, like, vibe, this energy towards fear. And I know that when that happens, when you do that, it's a lot harder to think clearly. It's a lot harder to see things for the way they really are. That's why I'm not really proud about any of this. I'm just being real. I'm being honest. In reality, I would have loved to show up from a place of love. Now that I've had a chance to really step back and write it down right through my feelings, I realized I was just afraid. I was afraid of being taken advantage of. And that's a fear that showed up much, much more in my past. And I didn't quite realize just how much it could still affect me until this moment. Because this was what I really came to the conclusion of this guy, this person, he's just like anybody else in that he's looking for love. He's looking for love and connection from the people around him. And he's just doing it in a way that I don't agree with. He may be making decisions that could hurt other people. Yeah. He may be doing things in his own best interest. Of course. And that said, his end goal is the same as so many of us, which is he's just looking for love. And because I'm able to return to a conclusion like that, it helps me as a stepping stone reach a level of compassion and understanding that ultimately otherwise I couldn't get to. And I know I couldn't get to it because an hour ago I didn't understand what was going on. I just knew that I was feeling very anxious, very on edge, like I was saying before. It's when I return to the word love. I wrote down in my journal, when I say the word love, it feels like my sleeper agent activation word, right? When I return to a state of love and I hear the word love, I feel love, I experience love, I see love. How many times do we have people in our lives, whether they're family, friends, or even just strangers, that do something that we don't agree with, but ultimately they're just looking for what they think love is? Or they're looking for the same love that we are, but they're looking for it in the best way that they know how, in a way that we don't do, we don't experience, in a way that they truly believe will get them what they want. I speak on this from a place of renewed understanding that what I talk about in these videos, what I talk about every single day, is not just theory, it's not just mindset, it's an actual way of showing up. It's behaviors, it's actions, it's reactions. It's so interesting for me to experience something like this, something so deeply moving, so impactful. And I'm glad I did. I'm glad I had someone like this come into my life. And I'm actually really grateful he did. I know that the next time I see him, if ever, is going to be a much different time. I know that I'm strong. I know that I'm strong enough to stay in a place of love, not protection, and still be able to almost protect myself from a place of love, not fear. I know I'm able to do that so long as I remember to. I remember love. When you get surprised, it's easy to forget. It's easy for it to spring up on you. This is why I don't expect all of us to do this all the time. Yeah, there's some that really can, in the way that they're almost saint-like. I also think it's something that many people might not be born with, but cultivate and learn and grow. I don't know if I could ever get to that level of sainthood in terms of the love I'm able to give. And I wouldn't say my goal is to become a saint, but I guess my goal is to experience as much love as one does. I want to give love. I want to spread love like these amazing people do. These amazing people before us that in the face of great, adversity and discomfort and pain, they chose love. every place, every culture has their own examples of this. I hope you find your example. You are people that make you want to be better, that make you want to show up with love, even when those scary people and those scary moments pop up. I'm really grateful that I have this show, because without this show, I wouldn't have the drive, I wouldn't have the reason to really dive deeper into this. I could have easily just forgotten about it and chalked this up to a bad day. But it wasn't a bad day. It was a great day. It was an incredible day. And what I've learned today is something I could take with me every single day for the rest of my life. This guy was simply here as a reminder of love. That love can show up in many different ways. It's not cookie cutter for everyone. And even if I disagree, seeking love is still seeking love. And if I want to experience more love in this world, I need to give love first. Give love to people, whether they want it or not. It's in giving love that one day I will get love. And it won't be from this person. It won't be from the same people. It'll be in ways I least expect. But ways that I'll appreciate nonetheless. So until that love comes my way, until this love comes your way, just remember to always fill up with the love that you already have. And I really do look forward to seeing you in the next one. I love you. Like, really, I love you.